can hear myself. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, Echo, what's up? People of the He Said, She Said podcast viewers, it's your girl, Edis, and I feel like it's been so long, but you know you love us, and you know you're here watching with us. Thanks for tuning in. We missed y'all. What's up?
Where was good, yo? He said, she said, man. It's Wednesday, man. I keep wanting to say like Happy Friday. I keep getting hyped because I keep thinking it's Friday. I definitely get an echo in this joint, but it's lit, man. What's good, man? It's been a minute. We back at it like crack addicts.
Tell the people who you are.
Man, they know who I am, man. They know it's your boy Black, man. They know what the time it is, man. We repping He Said, She Said today, but it's your boy Black, man. John Brown is a gang. They see my tag name on that shit, man. What's poppin', man?
Oh, ew. Bow, 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 bow. Hi, guys. We missed you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in today. It's been what? It's been 2 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks, yo.
It's been 2 weeks, but we're back. We're here and we're back and we're happy to see all of you. Yo, how you been? How have you been?
Yo, I've been good, yo. These 2 weeks, yo, I needed a break, man. I needed to go on vacation. Mm-hmm. So it's been dope, yo. These 2 weeks I've been resting. Traveling, drinking, you know what I'm saying?
Drinking.
Exercising this that newly uplifted marijuana law. So everything's been Gucci. Everything's been good, man. It's been a lot of things in the past. These past 2 weeks we're gonna touch on, but
yeah, I can't even ask you how your week's been. I have to ask you how have your weeks been.
Yeah, the week's been good, but like you say, we passed a lot of holidays, man. And we're gonna talk about this shit, but it's been dope, yo. It's been dope. I'm not gonna go too much about my personal stuff because it's like you said, it's been so long. But what about you? How's your 2 weeks been, yo? What's going on with you?
I think it was like you said, it's been very relaxing. The last time we shot was 3 weeks ago, actually. It was a 3-week episode. We had 2 weeks off. What did I do? I worked. I also went on vacation. I went on vacation. My brother graduated high school, so...
Okay, yeah, shout out to bro.
Shout out to Eddie Jr.
Yeah.
Drove up to New Hampshire to go celebrate, and it was a good time. We had a good time. It's crazy, because I didn't get to see my family for, like... almost 2 years.
Definitely because of COVID, right?
Yeah,
last year?
COVID, we didn't see them last year.
Coronavirus!
Shit is real.
Exactly. We didn't get to see them last year. And then the year before that, I think the last time we saw them was in like July, I think, or around there. So it's definitely been around 2 years. Definitely missed them. It was great. It was great seeing my little sister, yo. That little girl is so intelligent. She's 4 years old and she speaks like she's 12. She's such an intelligent little girl, and it was definitely dope. I got to relax. I got to woosah. Still came back to work on Monday like, oh, do I have to do this?
Worst,
yes.
y'all.
Do I have to do this? Do I have to be here? But buckle down, and it's like like I never took a vacation. I'm back at it like crack addicts.
Right.
Yeah, and then on Monday it's my niece's graduation. Yeah, everybody's
Shout out to
graduating.
Graduates, yo. I think we talked about it last hey. Y'all can't hear it.
Yes, we can.
You hear that shit? Oh. Yeah, yo. I want to say that's a graduation
trying
song.
to get us dancing.
Word. Shout out to the 2021 graduates, man. I know it's been a crazy year for you guys last year, man. Y'all had to persevere through all this corona and pandemic stuff, man, and y'all dugged it out, yo. Shout out to y'all, yo.
Yo, it makes me feel old just to think like I just graduated high school, and now my niece and my little brother are graduating high school.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's been. I ain't gonna tell. Shout out to the class of 08, man. I'm an 08 baby, man. It's been a hot second since I graduated.
08?
I don't even think about high school no more. I think about college.
13 years ago?
13 years ago. Yeah, 13. Yeah, it's been a minute. it's been a minute, bro.
All right, Grandpa.
Hey, when you graduated, what's your year?
Younger than yours.
All right, yeah, but what's your year?
2011.
3 years ago. Yeah, okay. So you 10 years?
10.
Oh, are you having your
No.
your class reunion?
No one has even spoke about it, bro. No one even spoke about it. No one brought it up. It was just
nobody out of. And you went to Elizabeth, didn't you?
I went to Elizabeth Hamilton. We had probably over We had a huge graduating class. Had to be over 200. Definitely had to be over 200. And not one person spoke it up. Not the valedictorian.
Damn.
Not the salutatorian. Salutatorian or salutatorian?
I was in neither one, so I ain't dictating whatever the hell
Do you
that
know
they go.
top what you were in?
What top who?
Like top what did
number
you
was I
graduate?
in?
Yeah.
Bro, I graduated. I didn't care about what top. I walked. Like I didn't care. Like, bro, I know I walked. I knew I was going to college. Hey, look, bro. We only had like out of the graduating class or out of the seniors, the graduating class, I don't think was no more than 180, if that. I feel like it was less.
No, I definitely think we had more.
Yeah, we wasn't that big of a school.
Hillside them. Oh yeah,
That's
because
what I'm
it's
saying.
only Hillside High School.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hillside High only had like
Jesus.
180. We're a group 2. We were a group 2 school, so we're not that big.
Oh no, Elizabeth, they put all the houses together, so it was
Y'all
a
group
graduating
4.
class of like
Y'all group 4 high school.
over 1,000. It had to be
for
over
sure.
1,000.
Maybe I never been there.
Group 2, group 4. What does that even mean?
That means the size of your school. How many students are in your school? So we're not a huge school. We probably have like 1,000 kids.
It does. It does make sense.
And then like, yeah, I want to say we probably have 1,000 kids. Well, we had 1,000 kids back when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And Elizabeth is group 4. I think Rahway's probably even bigger. Certain schools depending on who.
Well, yeah, we were a huge class. We were definitely a huge class, and I kind of miss high school. Only senior year though, but I kind of like adulthood. It's a mixture.
I miss all the high school, yo. All the high
Really?
school. I had fun. I had
I don't
fun.
know.
There was some dark days, but it was more light, boy.
Were you the jock? Were you the nerd? Were you the bully? Were you the what were you?
It's funny because actually I asked one of these new graduates, 2021 graduates, about their superlatives. They was like, "Oh, I don't know what that is." But superlatives for me, I actually won most change since freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
So like coming in as a freshman, I was pretty much to myself. I wasn't really like outspoken like that. I was kind of just kicking myself, and I wore a lot of jerseys. Like I wore jerseys, and I think I had braids at the time. Oh no, I cut my hair, so my shit was stroking. I had waves. I just wear waves and wear do-rags and my fucking fresh Air Forces. And that was it. But then as I started becoming a jock, or as I started playing sports, but that was my first year playing football. So I kind of was in that whole realm of football, being an athlete. I was decent. I wasn't too bad. So I started doing that. I started doing track. I boxed for a little bit. So I kind of was a jack of all trades, man. I was cool with the nerds because I kind of started off as a nerd. I was the gifted and talented when I was a kid.
Just because you're in the gifted and talented doesn't make you a nerd. Because I wasn't. Oh well. Just because you're in the gifted and talented doesn't make you a nerd. I'll leave it at that.
I mean,
it makes
we were
gifted and talented. You were smart doesn't mean you're a nerd.
Well, I'll put it like this: it's okay. You it feel like you're getting traumatized. For myself, I look back and look at the group of kids that was in that. We called it HEP, the gifted and talented group. Bro, most of them was a little nerdy, bro. I can't front. But some of them we cool. Education is cool. Being smart is cool. So if you think being a nerd back then, you know what I mean, you was a little Poindexter, it's all good, yo, because you probably winning right now. You probably got a good job. You know what I'm saying? You get to hire folk. You probably eating. You know what I'm saying? This COVID probably wasn't too bad for you.
Yeah, whatever.
Right, man.
Yo, I don't know if you guys know, but we're in the new studio. We're in the new studio.
Yeah, shout out to Bravery Studios,
I was gonna
man.
say, shout out to Bravery
Stepping
Studios.
the game up, man.
I'm so proud for Marvin and them. Like that.
Marvin and them. Shout out to Marvin and them.
Because our guests always hear us talk to Marvin, but
shout out to Marvin and them in these Marvin rooms.
But no, I'm happy.
Play Drake, yo.
Like, if any podcast is looking to shoot anywhere, check out Bravery Studios.
Factory, just don't come in our shit. Just don't come in this room. Yeah, use all the other ones that they got since they out here popping off in studios.
But yeah,
right?
definitely check them out because this is lit. Like, this is definitely a move. This is definitely lit. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to
them,
Bravery
man.
Studios.
For sure. But yo, we passed a lot of freaking holidays during these past 2-3 weeks, man.
We did. What holiday did we pass?
Well, we can speak on the most recent one, man. Yo, Juneteenth is a holiday. I mean, we pretty late, but the people know. We've been talking all this black business and black holidays and black culture and celebrating black people. Yo, we basically got what we asked for.
Well, I mean, Juneteenth has always been a holiday, but now it's a federal holiday. So shout out to, I guess we'll give it to Biden. Shout out to Biden for signing off on making Juneteenth a federal holiday. So now people get off. Well, not all, depending on the contract.
Right.
But now people get off on Juneteenth.
I saw I think it was the mayor of Georgia or something like that. He was pushing it like, I don't want to have our people celebrate Juneteenth and get days off. Like some people are curving it. I'm not surprised.
Really?
I'm not surprised at all. But I can't front. Like it's funny because I saw a lot of memes, posts, even the day of about Juneteenth being a holiday. It kind of the posts that I saw were basically saying that this is kind of like a money play. Like this is kind of just like a money play by the government just to give black people a bone, or I forgot how they say it. Give them like a little bone, give them like a little crumb. Shut the hell up, and we gonna monetize this shit basically. And I can't front. I initially felt like that too before I saw it, but that's kind of what I was saying. What you think about that, yo? Have you ever seen what's your timeline looking like when it comes to these Juneteenth business?
Honestly, since like I said, Juneteenth has always been a holiday. It's just that social media now made it more popular, so now it's being more celebrated. So like people like you, like-minded like you, think, oh, well, the Asian hate crime bill get passed and black people don't get anything. I think Joe Biden was like, for a win, let me give them Juneteenth as a federal holiday. He's like, they'll like this, they'll appreciate this, maybe they'll get off my back a little, but this is when we need to, we're not stopping there. Thanks for the federal holiday, but we were gonna celebrate it with or without you, so give us what we want.
Right. Yeah, I think for me, I know you say it's always been a holiday, but I swear to you, I didn't know anything about Juneteenth until I was like in college or probably even graduated.
A lot of people didn't.
So that's crazy to me. Like that's like years of, like I said.
Mind you, it's been around decades.
But when did you know about it though?
Like I said, I only knew about it a couple of years ago because of social media.
Right.
Social media can expand anybody's anything, yo.
Right. So yeah, for me, it's like, even though it's been around for I can't even say forever because I'm curious when the exact date of Juneteenth. I want to say like I don't even want to guess. I'm about to look it up. But the Juneteenth establishment date, even though it's been a holiday, supposedly nobody knew. So I mean, thank God for social media in this aspect because we probably wouldn't have been celebrating. We probably would have still been rocking out June 19th like a regular day. But as far as Biden goes. Yeah, I think that's exactly what the plan was, though. Like, for me, who people think like me, I think it's that, let me give them a little bone. Let me throw this, make it a little holiday. You know what I'm saying? See what happens. And, hopefully black people, they straight, they be excited. They got Juneteenth as a national holiday. They get the day off. They get to turn up at Liberty State Park. Shout out to those who went to Liberty State Park. And just celebrated Juneteenth wherever the hell you are.
I went and... that was crazy.
It was lit. You waited.
There was a crazy amount of people.
It was lit. But it was lit. But before we go there, I still think, like, for me, the first thing I thought of was like, I know you could buy a Juneteenth shirt at Walgreens. You can buy Walmart, or Target, or freaking Foreman Mills, or one of these basically white-owned establishments. And they can freaking monetize Juneteenth and basically black culture. It's basically, for me, I thought it was another way of monetizing black culture. And I'm like, damn, like as happy as I want to be, I hope this is not the play. Like, I hope this is not them playing chess with black people again. But
I could definitely see that, but I don't know if that was the initial thought process, like, we can make money out of this, but I definitely think it's going to happen down the line. Like, it was a beneficial thing. Like, they
beneficial to who?
Everyone.
Who?
What do you mean who? Everyone. Everyone who celebrates Juneteenth, anyone who
black
can
people.
Get. Not only black people.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
people who celebrate it.
Well, who else? That's what I'm saying. Who else does it benefit besides black people?
Anyone who's affiliated to black people, people who are married to black husbands, black wives, and they want to experience the culture and share their culture, they're also going to celebrate Juneteenth.
Okay, so making it a holiday benefits them because they get to celebrate the holiday
with their beloveds, with their even if they're not married, if they have friends, anyone who understands our culture, because I feel like you don't have to be Black just to do Black things, if that makes sense. So celebrating Juneteenth isn't just for Black people. Yes, it's for Black people, but it isn't just for them, because there's other people. Like, look at Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is for the independence of Mexicans. Everybody's out eating tacos on May 5th. Look at St. Patrick's Day.
But the crazy
St.
thing
Patrick's Day is for Irish people. Everybody's out
and that's
taking
crazy
green
because
tea-shots.
every time I posted about that this year, funny thing is, and a lot of people be like, yo, they don't even do that. Like,
Do what?
Exactly what you say. Celebrating, as far as like celebrating with tacos and going out and drinking beers and whatever for what you just say, St. Patrick's Day. They said like that's basically like an Americanized holiday. Like that's not really what they do. But that's exactly what I'm saying. If they make it an Americanized holiday to get bread. Like people buy a shitload of tacos and tequila on Tuesday, but Mexican people don't even do that. So it's kind of funny. Like that's my whole point. Like it's for people that want to be a part of the culture and celebrate it. I'm all with that. Celebrate us, turn up with us, have fun with us. I'm all for that. But it's like for me, I look at money. Like money made the world go around. So it's just so ironic. Like, oh wow, now 2021 we get a Juneteenth holiday out of thousands of hundreds of however many years it's already been a holiday. For this reason,
the late 1800s. I meant to tell you that.
The late 1800s has been a holiday since, but now it's a federal holiday. And again, it just makes me think of the bigger picture. It's kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's just like, what's it, socioeconomic trauma. Like, we was never on top. So it was like, oh shit, y'all giving us love? Why? Like, what's behind this little carrot that you're giving me now?
True, but I guess that's always, no one could ever be happy. Even if they're doing something for us, we still can't be happy with what, because there's also ulterior motives. So it's like, yeah, we're getting something, but is it really for us? So you can never make anyone happy at the end of the day.
Yeah. They know what they got to do. Give us our reparations. But as far as turning it up and having fun with us, Liberty State Park, I was hoping that there was going to be like a diverse crowd, even though I was definitely happy with what I saw. Like it was just a sea of chocolate. Like it was a plethora of Black people, beautiful Black people. It was beautifully Black. It was hella Blackish. It was just dope. Like it was just freaking. Oh man, I felt like I was like Atlanta, like Freaknik without too many freaks. It was dope. It was dope, bro.
I definitely love the experience because you get to see all different types of Black people coming together. So you get to see the lovely ladies with all their different type of hair textures. I saw so many different hairstyles and hair textures and outfits. And I'm just like, this is what it's about. Coming together, everybody looking different, but still being one, still being the same. So I love that aspect of it. What I didn't love was everybody that I saw. I saw way too many people that I didn't need to see. But, you know, at the end of the day, small world, yo.
What you mean, like
small
people that
world.
like friends and stuff?
Not friends. I'm always gonna be happy to see friends. Then you don't always have friends. You also have foes. So it's like,
Oh, you saw a lot of foes?
I just saw a lot of people. I saw a lot of people, and it was just like, Jesus, everybody and their grandma is out here today.
That's crazy because that's what I loved about it. I saw so many friends, yo, so many homies, people I haven't seen in a couple years, people I just seen. And like, it felt like a cookout. It just felt like if it's something that we talk about being people with a person of the people, a person of the culture. It felt like a big ass cookout with all my cousins. Like even though if I ain't know you, it was 1,000 people I ain't know. But I'm like, yo, you look like me, bro. Like you could easily be my cousin. Yo, you look like my cousin. Yo, you look like my sister. Like it was dope, and I'm just so happy it wasn't. I don't know about you, but I didn't see any fights. I didn't see any.
No, I didn't.
I didn't hear any reports the day after about anybody getting hurt, anything like negative around that. So, yo, Black, shout out to y'all, Black folk. Talk about what going on in act, man.
Yeah, it was definitely dope. We were dancing. It was a really good time. We were making friends with people we didn't even know. It was a really good time. Just the only thing I would say, I definitely want to go. Not on time, but at least earlier than what I went, because it was like the shortest period of time. Parking was terrible.
Yeah, parking was crazy.
But it was dope. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Word. And yo, I know I've been on Instagram. Yo, shout out to your Instagram followers. Yo, I'm about to turn this joint off. Y'all got to check us out on YouTube. We want to get our YouTube subscribers and algorithm up. So yo, hit us up on YouTube. Good looks for hollering at us. We just saw some people add in. I'm about to close this joint down. Follow us on YouTube. The link is already in the bio. And holla at your guala.
Check us out. But so what's the word? What's been happening these past 2 weeks, yo?
No, I mean, we just had Father's Day.
We did, and I felt bad because I'm like, we dedicated a whole episode to our moms, our beloved mothers, and it was just like, the fathers ain't get shit.
It's crazy, but you know, and just to like kind of,
I know.
I'm a foreshadow and then come right back. Yo, but that's part of the gender thing. I think that goes on with what we're going to be talking about in a little bit, like
gender roles part.
Gender roles and just like the difference in guys and women and kind of like the stigma of stuff. But it was super quick. Like we didn't have to. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to interview any fathers or chop it up and kind of show love, acknowledge the fathers just going around. But did you celebrate Father's Day? Like, did you call your papa? Papa Damas?
Like I said, I was out in New Hampshire last week, so I got to see my dad, but I went back before Father's Day. So we definitely gave him like his kudos, like Happy Father's Day, you're the best, da 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 da. And I called him up on Father's Day, let him know how much I appreciated him, and I also showed love to all the fathers like in my life. Like shout out to T-Bird, Terrence Too Funny, also has a podcast with Burberry Studios called Us on the Daily. He's a father of a beautiful girl, Miracle. I shouted out, I said Happy Father's Day to all my uncles and everyone. Shout out to Big Aunt, yo. Shout out, yo.
Yeah, I did hit him up too. I told him Happy Father's Day too.
Yeah, Happy Father's Day to him.
Kids.
He has 2 beautiful boys, and I want to let the fathers know that I appreciate them just as much as I appreciate the mothers. It's just that mothers need the recognition. Like, I feel like we do.
I think we both do, right?
I feel like mothers need a lot of recognition for the stuff they're taken for granted for. Like, yes, the fathers need recognition too.
Okay,
but
I was about to say.
No. Yeah.
Like,
the
what?
guys need their recognition.
They're
it's
human.
just that mothers just do a lot and they're taken for granted. So I just feel like it's important to let that mom know who might be struggling with stuff like, yo, we appreciate you, Mama Dukes.
Yeah, I can't front. I got that same energy I had on Mother's Day. Yo, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. What Kanye must say, yo, you had that's all good and everything. But fathers, we need all acknowledgement. We want to be acknowledged. We want the same energy we have for Mother's Day. Because I know I turn up for my mama on Mother's Day. We go out to all the nice restaurants. It's sparkly. It's beautiful out. The gifts is there. It's a week, 2 weeks of celebration sometimes. Because God, whoever else that considers my mother a mother, got to celebrate her too. So father, same thing. Yeah, I hear you. I feel you. Mm-hmm. People need to be acknowledged, period, when you're doing... I was going to say when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and I kind of want to retract that because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you shouldn't necessarily be praised. But you should be acknowledged, not necessarily praised. You should be supported. You should be reassured. You should be acknowledged that, yo, you're doing what you're doing and we want to help out. So fathers, yo, shout out to y'all. Yo, yes, women are great. We want to have been being able to do it without you guys or women. But yo, men, shout out to y'all. You're hard working, your back hurt, your feet hurt, you got calluses on your hands, you work 2 jobs. I know my father worked 2 jobs. Well,
let me ask you a question. Where was their show?
That's a good question. I'm so happy that half of the podcast asked me, where was they show? It wasn't here, precisely. So
okay, so you were saying they should be recognized just as much.
Right.
Where was their show?
Again, we wasn't here. I wasn't here, you wasn't here. But it doesn't just stop at he said, she said podcast. I'm saying nationwide. So again, fathers, I apologize on behalf of he said, she said his podcast. We should have had something to acknowledge you guys, but I'm giving you your flowers now. He just won't look in the past and shit. Where was the show?
You trying to deny my mother is talking about some, that's good enough.
I'm just saying, I saw an episode, and it's funny you mentioned Us on the Daily with Jaleesa and Terrence, and it was Mother's Day, and they was asking questions about Mother's Day. And as soon as he deflected or kind of went off about talking to Father's Day, y'all was shutting it down. Boo, boo, boo. We don't want that. And so same thing. Your Mother's Day was last month, mama. It's June. Father's Day was just here. It ain't been a week yet, and joke is already. But mothers, nah, big bro.
I wasn't. I was just asking you where was their acknowledgement?
Right here.
That's it.
Right here, fathers. We got y'all. We love y'all. Shout out to y'all. Y'all really make a difference, yo. I mean, like, it's mad important fathers need to be in children's lives, man. I see it every day. Whether white, black, Spanish, whatever, bro. You need to be in your lives. You need to be a father. You need to protect. You need to provide. So shout out to y'all who's actively doing so. I think it's only right.
So speaking of, I agree. Shout out to the fathers. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are doing your thing. Speaking of fathers, speaking of acknowledging people, Jersey, specifically Newark, honored George Floyd by giving him a statue in front of City Hall.
Yeah. I think initially when I saw it, I'm like, okay, that's dope. You know, man, George Floyd. I literally saw it like last weekend. I didn't know it was there. And like I said, it's right downtown Newark. I'm right downtown, so I see it a lot. How you feel about that? What you think?
How do I feel about that? I think it's a gesture. It's definitely a gesture of government trying to make the right move. My question is not trying to take anything away from George Floyd, but why George Floyd? That's what I'm curious about, because many other black men died before him. Many other black women died before him. What made George Floyd so, I don't want to say important, because yes, he is important. But what made him such the matter of, you know what, we need to give him a statue in front of City Hall.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say too, because I didn't want to be negative Nancy, but same thing. And I'm in touch with my followers. I'm in touch with what goes on, at least in my social media realm, or, you know what I mean, my page. But I saw one of the homies say it's the same thing. Like, yo, why? I'm not gonna say the exact verbiage he's used, but basically he was like, yo, why him? Like out of all people, him. And granted, the death, the murder, the killing of George Floyd was totally preventable. It didn't need to happen. It was wrong. It was blatantly wrong. And you know, it was just saying like, why? Like, out of all the other people we could have had, Martin, Malcolm, Trayvon. I'm thinking even just like other greats, like what's my man?
Oh, Martin, Malcolm.
Yeah,
but
Martin.
I feel like a lot is dedicated to both of them.
Right. No, I agree. I just think like it could have been anybody. Like it could have been anybody else who's made a bigger stamp in the world. I think that's maybe something that they thought of was like, yo, this is. As I'm thinking that, maybe this is something that brought the world together.
I was
and
just
I think it
gonna
did.
say that after you finished speaking. I was definitely gonna say, in a time of where the world was so pulled apart, COVID, everybody was shunned in their houses, everybody had to keep away, social distance and everything.
Right.
The murder of this man is what really brought a lot of people together, whether you were black, white, whatever, whether you were the mayor, the president, whatever, it lets you see, and it opened your eyes, if they weren't open already, to the drastic like damage that not all but cops can do to the black community. Like it showed you the social injustice that was going on. So I think maybe that's the mindset that they were going at. Like, you know what, like, we hear you, we see you. And because of the times, like you said, they could have done Martin, they could have done Malcolm, they could have done anyone. But at the times, we're in 2021. Martin and Malcolm were decades ago. So it's just like, what can we do to let the people know we relate? I don't know. It's just a theory that I'm thinking. But like, what can we do to let the people know that we hear them, we see them? This is for y'all. Yeah,
I think that had to be it. I mean, I'm trying to think of whatever factor came to play. That probably was. That probably was exactly it. Yo, like it brought people together at a time where people were super divided. People were isolated in the homes, and it was just so blatant that police injustice and police brutality really is a thing, no matter what's going on. And even though it's in 2020, you know, it's still prominent in today. So, and with that being said, I get it. And at the same breath, besides that, I don't really have any other complaints about it. Like, besides that, just point of view, like, what was the main reason for him to be downtown Newark, ran from the City Hall? But, again, you know, it shines light on police brutality, so I'm all for that. And I was about to say that would be a little heavy. What if they actually made a statue of him actually being kneeled on?
Oof.
Like,
I don't know. I think that's too.
That's too much, right?
Yeah.
But what about it's probably in a museum though. Like if it's
Him being kneeled on.
they probably have something like that in a museum. Because I'm thinking like even in African American museums, they show like slavery and the abuse, and they show all that, like getting hit by dogs.
So do you think they're also? So it's a full statue of Derek Chauvin too?
A full statue of Derek Chauvin inside.
Like as he's putting his knee on George Floyd's neck. Do you think they did a full?
Possibly. And if it's not a statue, it's something. I feel like it possibly could be something that's in a museum or that's going to be soon, because it's history. Technically, this is all history. We're living literally through history. So I feel like maybe, yeah, I don't know whether it's a short film or whether it's like a statue or a small little statue or something. I feel like, yeah, I don't see why not. I think that just shows black people their history. It shows America, the history of America, really, because it ain't just black people that gotta go to museums. It's anybody that comes. This is what goes on in America. This was happened to this specific group of people. So I don't know. There's something to think about.
Yeah, definitely. We don't have much to talk about for What's the Word, and that's okay because we want to get to the juicy stuff. But the only thing that I found interesting is, so as we know, Pop Smoke has passed. How long ago? Like 2 years ago, would you say?
It's been 2 years, yes. Been 2 years.
Okay, so I would say about 2 years, Pop Smoke has passed away. Mm-hmm. And he came out with the album. It was Moon Over Something or something like that. Something involving moon, to the moon, talk to the moon, something.
Yeah, I think it's aim to the moon, aim for the moon and land on the stars. Something like
gotcha.
That. Yeah.
And what's crazy to me, I just saw that Pop Smoke, a dead man, is coming out with a second album.
It happens all the time.
And it mind boggles me because so clearly Pop Smoke isn't getting the proceeds for this, isn't getting the income for this.
No, it's not clearly. Because it depends how they set it up. Because even
I meant him himself.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not here, but I'm saying like his
That's
family.
what I'm saying. So he's obviously not getting the money for that. So it leads me to believe the only person to get the money next to kin is his family. Mm-hmm. Do you necessarily think that record labels are giving the family their due? They're using this man's name, this man's voice, this man's everything. Do you think record labels, who artists themselves complain that they don't get enough money, do you think they're doing the justice for the families?
If that's how the rapper, yeah, that's how they set it up, then yeah. So a lot with that question. I feel like if you are a rapper inside of a label, and I'm not a freaking producer or nothing like that. I'm not too like insightful with the music biz, but I'm know that you can eventually own your masters. You don't have to sign to a record label. Mm-hmm. Pop Smoke, I want to say what record was it? What record label was it?
Oh, I'm not the one to know.
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn I've heard before that the album that he came out last year when he first passed, because I think he just dropped something when he passed last year. It wasn't out for too long before he passed. That the proceeds are going to his family, and if I'm not mistaken, I feel like that's the same with Nipsey, but I know he owns his masters and everything too. But yeah, they set it up like that, then yeah, the record label don't have no choice. But if you're in a situation where you're not owning your masters and yeah, you don't really know about what's going on with your contract, then yeah, the record labels, like you said, the rappers complain about it all the time. They could definitely do some bullshit with your money if you're not really on top of your game.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking, because so they do it like a will, like, on a will, you write it beforehand. So are artists like writing beforehand, listen, when I die, you can make my music, but how much of my proceeds go to my family? They could say, yeah, proceeds go to their family, their grieving family, and they get like 25% of the proceeds.
Yeah, I think I'm not too sure. Again, like if they're in a record label already, I'm not sure how that works exactly, but for the most part, if you're not tied to a record company, if you have your own masters and everything, that's all you. Like you should be squared away. And God forbid, if you are in the record label and things aren't, you're not on top of your game, who knows? I think that's, like you said, you could get jerked out your money. Like
that's what I'm thinking.
If you don't have it written
like
out. And I think that's part of the reason why, Nipsey, Jay-Z, a lot of these people talk about ownership. Like, yo, if you end up getting signed to a record label, what they call a 365 deal or 360 deal, you get jerked, bro. Like a lot of that joint is you only get paid from what I heard of like off tours. Like tours is like money that goes straight to you. Sometimes they front you like $2 million or whatever. And but the way they written out is like, yo, we give you a $2 million I don't know what this called, $2 million front. Like, yo, here's $2 million, boom, boom, boom. Make this amount of music, and whatever the proceeds or whatever you get from that music is all us. And sometimes that's exactly my point. Like, yo, they'll give us a little crumb, $2 million, but the outcome or the profit really be like 10 million, 20 million. You can make a number one banger and be everywhere in the world. You know, I listen to podcasts all the time, and Rick Ross was saying how even when he came out with Hustling, he wasn't even making bread. Like, he didn't make bread until like 5 years, 10 years in the game. Like, after he was already famous and he wasn't even making bread yet. So now I think I hope so. Shit, I hope so. The album is fire. I know people love the Woo. People love Pop Smoke. I got this shot in my hand. I was trying to figure out when to drink it. I think that's a good time. Shout out to Pop. R.I.P. Rest in peace, man. I'm gonna take this. Universal Studios, Public Records.
Public Records. What, Public Records?
Public Records.
Republic Records.
Republic, which is under Universal Studios.
Well, I hope they're doing the family right, and I hope they're doing all his loved ones right by giving them their due, giving them what they should get since their loved one passed. So who knows? But on to the juicy stuff. We're talking about gender roles, guys. Yeah. We're continuing on from our last episode. We know you lovely people didn't get to watch the full thing. You did not get to watch the full thing. We weren't live, but it's okay because we're finishing off with this episode. So last episode, we talked about who should be at home cooking, who should be at home cleaning, who should stay at home when the kid is born and watch the kid. We definitely had different viewpoints on that.
Yeah, and I was about to say, I think last episode, I don't think the whole thing is posted, but it wasn't one of the best episodes. So this episode, we're gonna make sure we're a lot more clear. We're asking questions, more insight, and last episode wasn't the best. So I feel like this episode we could definitely just run it back. You're just gonna run the shit back and see if we could definitely have a better conversation, a little bit more in and out about gender roles.
So I want to continue on with what we were talking about, and I see the first one that I feel like is a big stigma in the world when it comes to marriage. When it comes to marriage, I feel like women are made to aspire to marriage. It's like, girl, you better get this going. You better do this, and that, because you don't have a ring on your finger. Clock's a ticking, and it's pressured for women to find a man so she could be married, so she can actually then start her life. But when it comes to men, it's like, marry when you're ready. Marry when you're ready. You can be a bachelor. Have a bachelor pad. This, and that. Take your time. Don't rush into things. Make sure she's the right one. When women, it's like, come on now. So, first off, do you agree? Like, do you think men should be the ones to like, okay, chill out, take your time, see where you don't need to be married. You can marry whenever you want.
I agree that there's the stigma. Yeah, for sure. I think there's certain reasons why, which makes a lot of sense too. Like, the first thing I thought about is, the why. So women, I know they have after 35, they have a high risk pregnancy after a certain age. So I mean, I could think about just that. Like, okay, well, if anything after 35, they need to have a baby, or before 35, they need to have a baby. They probably want to get married. They probably, want to get the years end of marriage before they have a baby. And of course, even before you get married, you got to find a boyfriend. You got to find somebody to date. So I can see the urgency. Guys, we don't get pregnant, right? We don't get pregnant. We do. I think the big important part is having a legacy, wanting somebody to carry out our last name. So for the most part, besides that, I don't see a lot of guys stressing about getting married. But I can see the stigma. Yeah, I definitely think women are a lot more pressured, a lot more urgent to find a mate and get married, have kids.
With the pregnancy thing, I definitely do see that. I definitely see that it's like your what is it called? Your something clock. Your
Biological
your
clock.
biological clock is ticking. Yes, I can definitely see they say that. But you know what's crazy? My mom had me when she was 38. My stepmom had my little sister when she was 40. Like, I'm not saying all cases are like that, because they're definitely not, but it's like, it can happen.
Yeah,
It can happen. And if you're so worried about a kid, have a kid before the marriage. Men do it all the time. That's why they got different baby mamas.
But see, I'm about to say, that's not. I don't know how I ain't gonna necessarily promote that. I'm about to say, if you want to have a baby, I feel like in the same breath, like you said, your parent, your mom was 38, your stepmom was 40. Then shit, yeah. If that's the case, if everybody isn't, not everybody, but yeah, if some people aren't going to be high risk and it's still possible, you can do it. You're healthy, your doctor's okay with it. Then shit, take your time, man. I think the rush is the problem. I think people rush to have babies and rush to get themselves in a situation and try to make something happen. Definitely with kids and pregnancy. Trying to keep a man. People get pregnant trying to keep a man. Oh, I got this baby. He gonna stay this time. Nah, that don't happen. And sometimes that causes a lot of issues that we have today. Broken homes, man. People without fathers and mothers and
Very true.
broken homes, man. I hope. Again, I get it because it's the biological clock for women. I just think, if they was able to kind of just like slow down a little bit, let it happen. Let it happen. People still have babies after 35. So,
well, let me ask you this: when you were younger, did you ever think like a certain time in your life when you're gonna get married, when you're gonna have a kid, this and that? What times were you thinking? What ages?
If I wasn't mistaken, I want to say I was like 25, yo. I want to say like 25. I thought I would have been, I guess, married with kids. Mm-hmm. But even that, like I said, I had to be super young even to fantasize about that shit. Because after a while, once I got to like high school and college, I wasn't even thinking about it. Like,
no?
Nah.
I definitely think that's a guy thing.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I was wilding. I was wilding back then. I didn't even think I was going to be around. I thought I was going to be like somewhere
6
else.
feet under?
Somewhere else. I was bugging out. So like, necessarily wedding dreams wasn't really my thing.
I think wedding dreams are never for guys.
Wedding dreams I feel like
guys
is kind of a woman
I'm not trying to say
Mm-hmm.
guys can't dream about their wedding, because they have all rights just as much as women.
Right.
But so when I was younger, I definitely thought, and mind you, I might be a little controlling, but when I was younger, I definitely thought I was going to be married by the age of 28. Like I said, 28, I have to be married. I have to be married by 28. And no kids past, to be honest, I'm still thinking it, but no kids past 33. I don't want a single kid past 33, because to me, I also want to live my life. So it's like, I don't want to have a kid at a late age, because now I'm going to be a late mom. Like I'm going to be an old mom. So if I have my kid, let's take my mom and my stepmom. I'm 20. Oh my God.
I was about to say, think of what you saying, because you about to put the math together. Think about it.
I'm 20 something. I'm in my late 20s, and my mom is 60, early 60s. I'm still not married, and I still don't have a kid. My mom, hopefully, will live to see her grandchildren. Like, she had me so late, and what if I take just as long as her? She might not live to see my grandchildren. Like, and that's always something that I wanted. I always wanted to be able for my elders, my dad, my aunts, to meet their grandkids. Like, and I also wanted to be hip. I wanted to, okay, I'm 40,
hip.
my
First
kid's
off,
20.
The fact that you just said hip makes you unhip.
Well, when I get to that age, that's the language that I'm gonna be saying. Like, I'm hip, guys. I'm with it. Like, I know the lingo.
I just saw you. Damn. Hip again? You said it again?
Yes. People say hip first off.
Stop it. But all right, no doubt. Well, I was just saying, like, so say if you don't have kids by 32, by 33, what do you want to do?
Adopt. I would definitely adopt, even if I'm not married. Because what if
you mean even if you're married? Or both?
No,
even
if
you're
I'm not
I
married.
was about to say, because if you're married, you definitely got to talk to that about with your mans, because that's a little
If
wild.
I'm married, the next milestone for me is kids. After,
Right.
Yeah.
But you're
so-
saying after 33, you would adopt.
Wait, repeat the question
So
again.
if you're married and you don't have kids by 33, what are you going to do?
Oh, so you're saying like if I'm married and I just got married after 33?
No, say you're married, whether before or after. If you're married before or after and you don't have kids, what are you going to do?
If I'm married before the age of 33, I'm planning on having kids. I'm planning on having kids. If I am married at 34, I'm still gonna try and have a kid. But if I don't get married by 38, oh no, I probably adopted a kid 2 years ago. Like, there's no way I'm gonna. Like I said, I don't want to be an old mom. I don't want to be an old mom at all. I don't want to be 60 going to my 10-year-old's dance recital.
Yeah, that's pretty young. I'm not. Yeah, that's what it did. I don't want to do that either. My parents are pretty up there, but I feel like looking back at my parents, they stuck around. Like they was cool. They lit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends know them. And they was at least like 30 something. I forgot how old my mom was. 33, I think, when she first had my sister. But yeah, I think 33, 35 would probably be that cap of that ideal age for me. But again, I'm not in a rush in anything. I get the whole. I kind of have like moments like that where I think about like, damn, I should have a baby. I should start a family. Like definitely with these memes, like. It's like they like, yo, you in line to go in the club, bro. Like, go start a family, bro. Like, you need to go, like, be an adult. But it also depends. I think, obviously kids cost money. You know, man, if you're not financially stable,
they definitely do.
You know what I'm saying? You got a good head on your shoulders. If you don't got a good partner, I'm stuck on that too. Like, if you're a partner, if you guys aren't equally yoked and you guys are on the same page, you should not bring another baby in the world, yo. Like, that's not gonna help nobody out. And that baby's gonna have to suffer the repercussions of having this unstable foundation. So
Definitely.
I'm all down for procreation as long as that shit is pro-planned.
I agree. Yeah, you should be financially stable when you're when.
But I got a question, yo. Speaking of gender roles, right? Speaking of gender, we talking about people
The
getting
topic of the
married.
show.
We talking about people having kids. But let's start in the beginning, like the initial approach, right? What do you think about women approaching men? Just to bag them, right? To bag them. Should it be a preference? Should men approach women only? Is it okay if women approach men? What do you think about that? Like, what's...
Well, we definitely touched on this a couple of episodes ago, and I feel like the same way. I like for a man to approach me. That hasn't stopped me from approaching a man, but I want a man to approach me. I want a man to come up to me in the club, buy me a drink. I want a man to open the door and be like, "Oh, hey, I like your smile," or "Nice shoes you got on today." Like, I want a man to make the first move, and it's not just in approaching a woman. I want a man to make the first move in a lot of things. Like, if the title of being a man is so heavy, and a man should wear the pants, and a man should this, a man should that, a man should also lead. A man should also lead, know where he's going, what's to do, and he should make the first move, make the first step.
Makes sense.
Take the lead.
So you approach men recently, like you approach men that's like, because it sounded like it was kind of both, like, so because if you think men should approach women across all.
I don't think men should, women should, anything. I like when a man approaches
That's what I'm asking.
me.
What do you
Yeah.
think should be? That's not you personally, but what do you think about, like, as far as men approaching women, looking to pursue them for whatever, dating, fucking, whatever?
I like when a man approaches, but that doesn't mean a woman shouldn't.
Okay, so you're open for both, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Gotcha,
So me
gotcha.
personally, I would like for a man to approach, but that doesn't stop me from approaching a man. Listen, if I'm interested and I see the alley-oop, I keep giving you, you keep missing. All right, I'm about to go in there and do what I got to do. What about you?
Right. Yeah, I think I'm open for both too. I don't think it necessarily depends on. I don't think someone should be labeled as like they should make their first approach, because sometimes jokers don't see you. Like, maybe we pay your ass no attention. Like, or maybe we handling business. You happen to see me. Like, if you see me and I don't see you, then what the hell you think gonna happen? I'm not gonna approach you. So I think it happens. I think even for guys, I've been approached a couple times, and it feels flattering. Like, oh shit, I must have looked all right today. Like, I mean, okay, it boosts your confidence. It feels good. But I think just to be an advocate for men, I think that was always something that was, I guess, a stigma for me, or that I just grow up like, yo, you got to bag her, like you got to be the one to approach the woman. But I don't know. In my past, I've been in situations where women approach me, and I think there's nothing wrong with it.
Wait, I got a question, but before I ask, can we open up the phone lines? I want you guys to chime in. Let us know what you think. Should you be bagging? Should the woman be bagging? What should we be doing?
Word.
Definitely call in. The number is 732-898-2748. Go ahead and call in and let us know. But do you like when women approach you?
Yeah, again, it feels flattering. Like, it feels good. Like, it throws you off guard, especially when you don't know what's happening. It's just like, oh shit, like, oh, she trying to like holler at me, or she throwing her little G. Some be a little bit more aggressive than others.
I was just about to ask, what if they're a little bit more aggressive and they want to take the lead on it?
What do you mean?
Like, what if they're just a little more aggressive with everything, and it seems like she's now playing the man role of this whole dating aspect?
Okay, so I guess what I'm thinking of is like, okay, so what I'm thinking of is just like you said, she's playing the man in the aspect. So I'm still thinking of just the initial approach. Mm-hmm. So I'm not taking that past the initial approach. I'm not necessarily saying that a woman's going to be more, or I want a woman to be more aggressive in the dating, in the courting.
No, in
just
her
the initial approach. I'm cool with it. I mean, again, if you make that first approach anyway, you're the aggressor. Like, off rip, you aggressive. You popped it off. It wouldn't be a reaction without this action. You popped it off.
True, I wouldn't say the aggressor though. I would definitely say like she initiated it, but I won't say the aggressor of the situation. Because when it comes to aggressor, like, let me ask you, have you ever in the club grabbed a woman's arm when she was passing by? Like, yeah. Hey, shorty. Right. That's aggressive. Don't put your hands on me and you don't know me.
Right. And when I say aggressive, I'm not saying necessarily like you got to be physical touch or anything.
Hey,
but
just a caller.
Just running down. Yeah. Some joints be aggressive.
What up, caller? Who's on the lines right now?
Man, it's your boy G Fresh in the building. You already know what it is, man.
G Fresh, what's good? Where you calling from, G Fresh, just so I can pinpoint who I know this person from. What is it? Where you calling from, G Fresh?
Man, I'm calling from Plainsfield, man. You already know what it is.
Say no more. What's good, G Fresh? What you got for us today, yo?
Man, I just want to call in and support y'all, man. I like what y'all doing.
Word.
So, I definitely got to, call in, just to, chime in. I love the topic which y'all definitely presented today, you know what I'm saying? So,
appreciate
definitely
it.
Good stuff. Some heat.
G Fresh, let me ask you a question. Do you like when women approach you in the club or in the bar scene or anywhere? Do you like when a woman approaches you to get your attention, to talk to you?
Yeah, I actually kind of I prefer that.
Oh, wow.
When you go, because when you're in the club, I mean, it's pretty much just the women, they're in control. Like, you could talk to a girl to death. And I've been in situations where
that's real.
You vibing with that chick, you buy her drinks, and she dip over with the next nigga. And you like, yo.
You got her drunk for the next nigga.
What? Like, you like, yo, we was vibing for a good hour or two, and then you slide up with some random nigga that you went to high school with, that you go work with. So I always find it that talking to a girl in the club is pretty pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I hate that shit.
You let that girl come to you.
Yep.
And then every time I allow that to happen, I pretty much either smash, either the same night, or like weeks going. It works like a charm. So
Factory.
Club scene, no, you don't approach no female, unless you just, maybe you got VIP, but even that, they bottle vultures at that point.
I was that's a good point. If you're in the VIP, they come to you. But I would say, just to counter that, because you're right, G Fresh, and I know exactly who you are. I knew you was gonna say that. But no, I feel you. But the club is there for a reason. I feel like the ones who are I'll call them horny goats, bro. They just be ready, yo. They just be on go. Like, they be horny goats, yo. They see a joint, they run down, they holler. And I get it, like, as you should. If you next to a fine joint, she dancing, she throwing it back, she next to you at the bar, shoot your shot, brother. I ain't mad at you. But to your point, G, I get it. Like, me personally, I'm not crazy about talking over the music or trying to get your attention and hear you what you're saying and trying to bag you over the music. It's super annoying, yo. It's super annoying.
Word. Unless she gives you the sex eyes. If she gives you the sex eyes, you got to have that sex eye radar
That's
on.
a
If
fact.
that sex eye radar is on, then yeah. Without her saying anything, then yeah, you go ahead and push up. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's real shit. That's
Y'all
real
be
shit.
the same ones trying to dance with us in the club. Just saying. Y'all be the ones grabbing like, come on, shorty, let's get a dance.
That's
like,
a fact.
Chill out. I don't know you. I don't want to rub
But-
my buttocks on your private part.
But you know that's a lost art in today's club. Like no one's doing that no more. Like everybody just goes to the club. They
And not dancing.
and no one dance.
That's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I was dancing in the club.
That's not how we was born up. That's how I was how I grew up. Like, we went to bar. I went to, shout out to DMS, Dollars Make Sense. Shout out to
Is that a strip club?
Nah, that
Dollars
was
Make Sense?
Dollars Make Sense was a street team. It was actually a street team back in the day when I was like in 8th grade. They was hosting like high school parties, college parties, having parties at like the Lowell Center downtown, Ukrainian in Irvington. DJ Lil Man used to be on the 1 and 2s. DJ Walla, before he got even bigger as he is now, he was in the. I used to go to the parties. If you ain't getting no dances, why am I there? Why am I there?
Oh, yeah. Listen, man, those parties were not lit unless you came out so drenched wet. Like,
Word.
If you didn't come out those parties so wet, it wasn't lit. You know
That's
what I'm
a
saying? You had
fact.
to make sure that you had like the tee, the white tee underneath the tee with the wife beater.
With the
Just
Umavis
so you come
on.
out dry, with the Umav joint.
Yep.
Yeah, so
True.
but it's a lost art now. You know, people don't really dance no more, man. So the club scene, as far as you trying to find a lady and push up, that's done. But I do believe in chivalry. You know what I'm saying? But I think in today's age, it has to be 50-50. You got the girl, because girls out here they acting like niggas right now. So
put their dick away. Tell them put their dick away.
You gotta kind of know that she's interested in somewhat. You can't just sit there. It's not like our parents where, girls would sit there like damsels are stressed, like, oh yeah, come pick me. Like, those days are over with.
Super
like,
dubs.
Because we're independent.
So,
but
word.
thank you so much,
Word.
G-Fresh, for calling in and showing some support and chiming in with your opinion.
Word, G-Fresh, man. Just want to holla at you. Yo, holla at G-Fresh, man. We probably going to put his name. We're going to try to tag him in somehow. Yo, he fixed shoes and clean sneakers, man. Yo, holla at him if you want your sneakers remixed. You want them looking good. It's summertime. You can't have the yellow bottoms on no Air Forces. Go holla at my man G-Fresh, man. He going to fix some sneakers up for
Yes.
you.
Yeah, thank you. It ain't about me, but I appreciate it. Yeah, holla at me on Instagram, GFresh TV. My company is called The Sneakery. I do customs. I redo any sneaker. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeezys, Air Forces, and also check out for the summertime fresh crack juice. I got mango Henny drinks, which is called Mango Mania. I got
Don't give all the goods away now, G-Fresh. Don't give all the goods away now. You gotta tease them. You gotta let them know. Tease them in a little bit so they can go follow.
Word. Yo,
Yeah,
G-Fresh,
definitely
appreciate you,
follow
bro.
my page on Instagram, GFresh TV with a PH, GPHRES TV.
Definitely.
Got you.
Definitely.
Appreciate the love,
Much
bro.
love, y'all.
Peace.
Take care.
Peace. You too.
But that's real, man. Joints be aggressive, yo. Like I got this new slogan, man. Yo, put your dick away, bro. Like you too hype, though. You too masculine, yo. Calm down.
I'm glad that you brought that up
Let's talk about it.
because I want to talk about women and men in the workplace.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So how you say, put your dick away. So when a woman walks in strong, confident, running the game, running her thing, running all her employees, managing her employees, and she has her head straight and she's focused and determined, she's stern, she's also could learn to be, not learn, she's also could be spoken as a bitch. People will be quick to call her a bitch. Flip it on to a man's side. A man comes in. He's stern. He's focused. He's managing his employees. He runs a tight shift. What is he called? A boss. That's a boss. That's how you do boss things. That's how you run the shit. Why she gotta put her dick away when he's flailing his dick all across people's faces?
So you feel like because a woman, just because she's in charge, like just because she's like the head of whatever company or whatever department, she's automatically labeled a bitch?
No, not just because she's in charge, because she's like how she runs her shift, how she runs her team, if she's strict, she's stern, she's focused, she doesn't take no shit. She bosses people how they need to be bossed. She's considered bossy or a bitch. When a man does the same thing, he's a boss, and it's in a good way. Men greet men. I hear it all the time as a bartender. As a bartender, you'll greet a lady. Hello, love. Hello, dear, sweetie, babe. You greet a man when he's coming to get a drink. What's up, boss man? Hey, boss. What's up, sir? Like, why is it such a thing when they're on the same level?
Okay, for one, I don't think like that, so I can't. I just want to let that be known. So, and it's funny you say that because my job now is all women. Like, there's all my superiors are women. So I never thought about that, and it's funny because the first thing I thought of is like, I wonder who's calling them a bitch. What'd you say?
Men.
I'm happy you said that because in my experience, it's been women
calling other women a bitch. I promise you,
and I'm gonna break it down. I hope my coworkers who've seen this are calling in. I hope they do. If you I ask you to call in, please, because again, my supervisors are all women. The head of the department is a woman, black woman at that. And it's funny because I have some coworkers who are strong black women, black and brown women. Some are white. They talk so much shit about her, yo. And it's like, for the ones who are black, the ones who are black and brown, who are like, yo, I pro black this, so protect black women, support black women. For the ones who don't, or the ones who say that and then talk shit about the black woman that's in charge, I'm like, bro, you're contradicting everything that you talk about.
Why do you think they talk shit about her? I
think because in my experience of where I've been at when I'm working, and again, you guys know I work for Rutgers. I'm not gonna tell you where. I work for Rutgers. I think I want you to kind of explain it because I'm gonna just call it a sense of cattiness. I think it's a sense of cattiness because it's like, what the hell are you guys complaining about? And
what's her personality like?
Yo, and again, I have no complaints about her. She's respectful. She doesn't disrespect me. Again, I can't speak for other people, but as a black man, she respects me. She respects my time. She doesn't try to embarrass me. She doesn't micromanage me. Like, let's go. I hope it's somebody. Let's go.
We got a caller. Hey, caller.
What's your name is?
Who's talking right now?
This is Bells Cagliari.
Let's go.
City, New Jersey.
I needed that. Let's go. Big Bells, what's popping, my boy?
Ain't nothing, bro. I was kicking back, listening to the podcast. And, I think when it's a lot of, it's going to sound, I don't want it to sound sexist.
Talking shit.
I've been on my little Kevin Samuels wave a little bit. He's been making me feel a little bit spicy than usual.
Not that man.
Shout out to Kev.
I think it's usually when it's a lot of women in charge. It's like a little bit too much gossipy stuff going on. And I think that's when the bitches and everything gets thrown around. And I think that's more what it is. Like, a lot of times, like, I definitely have no problem with having, a woman in charge.
Right.
Cool, by all means, lead the way, do what you do. But a lot of times it feels like there's always something that goes on that's a little chatty, a little gossipy, and then from there everything starts trickling down. Then it just has a weird vibe. And you just like, if there was a little bit more masculinity in there.
Now let me ask you this. Do you think it's the woman in charge who's doing the gossiping and who's trickling everything down, making it that way, that kind of environment?
I think it's full circle. It could go all around. The world just travels fast. It's usually, for me, I just usually mind my business. I'll probably chime in and try to listen on something a little bit, but I ain't going to spread too much.
Right.
But, a lot of times somebody hear something, specifically females, females talk a little bit more than men.
For sure.
It's a fact.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? A lot, they speak a lot more. So from that, talking a lot and communicating, a lot of gossipy stuff to push on. Whereas you hear from a guy, I'll probably tell one other dude, and that's it. That's the end of the conversation. I ain't going nowhere from there.
But you're still spreading it just like a woman
Well,
would.
I was gonna say he's right. Like, yes, you're still spreading it, but guys are particular. Like, at least this is my opinion. I'm not telling everything to everybody. I'm gonna say it to a guy that I trust and leave it at that. But I feel like some women, in my experience, they've said it to women have told me stuff in the first day of meeting them in Bell's. I don't know if you want to break this information down. I ain't hear you say it, but I know in my experience at the job I'm at now, they tell everything. Everything, it don't matter, black, white, Spanish, woman, is getting told. It's getting told, and they're telling me about the masses.
Everything and anything.
Everything is going down.
I think that's any job environment, though, especially because if I worked in the service industry and, like you said, people were chatty caddies. They were chatty caddies, but it definitely wasn't just the women because the men were listening and talking just as much as the women were. So let something happen to a bartender that everybody knows. Everybody's talking about what happened to that bartender. So I think no matter if you're a man or a woman, you're chatty catty. My point is a woman in charge isn't going to be chatty catty like that. Just chatty patty. Just like a man in charge isn't going to be chatty patty like that. It's about the people underneath that make, like you said, Bales, everything go round, make everything go 360.
So what'd you think, Bills?
No, I think that's definitely true. That's definitely true. But I do understand also why sometimes it like honestly for me, even if it was a male in charge, if he's acting like a bitch, I'm gonna call him a bitch anyway. I don't matter if it's a female or a male. I feel like that gets thrown around too. I don't think it's just kind of like a woman is considered just like the bitch or considered bossy. I think they look at men in the same light too. I know for me, but I've had male bosses like, yo, he acting like a real bitch right now. Not a slight to women or anything. It's just what he's doing. I just feel like it's kind of bitchy towards me.
I was just going to ask you, if you're calling him a bitch in a negative way, what are you referring him to? Like, take away the word bitch. Describe it. If you're calling him a little bitch, what are you trying to say he is?
He's doing something purposely to get at me. That's being a bitch.
Okay. I'll take that. I don't know if bitch would be the best word then, but okay, I'll take that.
I got a good PR team, I hope. Hopefully I don't got canceled. I appreciate TikTok having me on.
Of course. Thanks for calling.
Yo, Bills, I appreciate you, man. Yo, for y'all who doesn't know, man, go holler at Bills Pagliacci, man. He drops some new music every Friday. He got some albums out, man. He's doing his thing. He got 1,000 streams, 30,000 streams on one of his songs. He's on YouTube. He got a bunch of freaking followers. Yo, go holler at him. He got some dope ass music. And he's from Jersey, man. Shout out to Jersey City, you heard? But yo, I don't know. I think and it's funny you said that because as far as my job goes, I feel like it does kind of trickle down. I think it does kind of trickle down from the top. And her being a female kind of brings that energy to the group. Honestly, I mean, a lot of things we've spoke about as far as in our team meetings, some of it be some chatty patty shit. Like, yo, why are we even talking about this nonsense? And the supervisors under her are all women. But I promise you, every now and then we get a guy that pops in and supervises, and it's super chill. It's super chill. It's no extra little petty conversations. It's no weird energy in the office. It's just like, yo, a guy, and I want to ask you too. But a guy, I feel like we're not focused on that shit. Like, yes, we may listen, and yes, we may tell another person or two, but that's not our focus. I think, we don't let that affect the work. I'll put it like that. I think a lot of times, again, from other coworkers who've told me things and complained about her as a person, I'm like, yo, I don't see it. Like, why are y'all bashing her? Like, she's holding me down. She's giving me days off when I didn't ask for it, making sure I got my fiscal days, but I mean my vacation days before the fiscal year comes. I'm like, I can't complain. Like, I'm good. But it seems like a lot of women have a lot of negative things to say about her, which kind of throws me off. Like, I feel like there's some type of cattiness that women bring to the office job, man. It's weird. It's really weird. You have who's your boss? A male or a female?
Both. I have a male and a female boss.
Do any one of them have more of leverage over you, as far as a supervisor or manager?
No, because when people see when people see me with her is the same way when people see me with him. My title may be under him more, but I do work for her and I do work for him.
But it's dope. So you do have a male and a female. Do you see a difference in chattiness and like telling you certain things, or just kind of bringing like, I don't know, bitch asses to the office?
I don't know about bitch asses, but to keep it 100, we're all chatty catties. We're all chatty catties, including chatty patties. I'm sorry, I don't know the phrase. But we're all chatty patties. Like, my male boss will talk just as much as my female boss, if not more. If not more. Shout out to my male boss. All love. But if not more, we're all chat, including myself. That's what's crazy. We're all chatty patties. So I don't think it's a woman thing. I definitely don't.
All right, interesting. True. All right, well, I had a question that I wrote down, right? So when you're married, right? You're in a marriage, wife and husband. You know, that's just the regular one I could think of. If you're into other stuff, that's on you. But
Wait,
as far as
what?
if you're into other stuff, that's on you. I'm talking about a wife and a husband, a man and a woman. If you're into other things, I'm not necessarily speaking about that. I'm talking about in the frame of a man and a woman. As a man or as a woman, right? When you're married to your husband, what do you feel about basically giving your husband sex whenever he asks for it? Like, if he asks for sex, necessarily at a point where you don't really feel like it.
Did you ask this question because of the Game of Thrones episode?
You know what? It made me think about it. It did make me think about it. But now, because I have another, I want to go in depth.
Okay,
Bring it up. We bring up Game of Thrones. So what?
Because I know it was recently watched the Game of Thrones episode.
Okay, so break what happened down in the episode briefly.
Basically, a character, she's heir to a big family, had to marry another character who is also
Sansa Stark, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know
you said Game of Thrones? Yeah.
Yeah, but I need for people who don't watch Game of Thrones.
Right. I got you.
But anyway, Sansa, heir of a big family, had to marry, I don't know his name.
Ramsay Bolton.
Ramsay had also heir of a big family. She had to marry him, even though she ain't want no parts of him. Ramsay is crazy, psycho, disgusting.
Different.
He's ugh. Yeah. And on their wedding night, I think, raped her because she did not want to have sex with him. She could not verbalize it because now. And when did Game of Thrones take place?
That was like medieval times.
Okay, so medieval times. She doesn't really have a say. You already agreed to marry him, so she doesn't really have a say. So on their wedding night, he forced himself on her and made one of her childhood friends.
Theon,
made him, childhood person, saw her grow up from a girl to a woman, made him watch them have sex. And I consider that rape because he ripped her clothes off, pushed her from the back, and had sex with her from the back. Like, and she was a virgin at that, bro. Like, that was rape. So when you said that question, it made me think of Sansa Stark and Ramsay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it kind of, I don't say originated from that, but it definitely kind of, sparked something. But yeah. So I mean, I see what you mean. And my initial thought, I'm like, well, that's not really rape, because I'm like, even though she doesn't want to do it, she's still taking her clothes off and
slowly,
fast.
But just paint the scene, paint the picture for people who didn't watch it.
She's taking the clothes off, but yeah, she was starting off with like her I forgot what they call it.
She was untying her sleeves.
Tying her sleeve. I forgot the word for the cufflinks. She was untying the cufflinks, taking the sleeves off, and he started having a conversation with her, like, "Yo, is true you're a virgin?"
That was before
he
she
had sex with her.
started.
That's what I'm saying. So
undressing.
I can't remember. Either way, before they had sex, they had a conversation. Yo, are you a virgin? Are you not a virgin? Did your ex-husband touch you? Why didn't he? Yada yada yada. Are you lying to me? Boom. So I'm like, okay, how is this working? So for me, I just was under the mindset like, it's medieval times. It seems like the man is the head of things. If you're married to the man, he has authority. He has the
But
last
he's not
word.
even king. He's not king.
He's
He's not even a
say he's a
prince.
prince.
No,
but
he's
he
just
has stand.
heir-
He's not a regular person.
He's heir
what they say.
to a
He's
large
highborn.
family.
He's highborn. But at the situation, he's the man of where they at, regardless of whether he prince or king or not.
Mm-hmm.
He clearly running shit. Am I wrong?
He's
Clearly running
heir.
shit.
I don't think he's running anything. His father's running it.
He's okay. Right. He was something. Warden of the North. Yes, he was. He was Warden of the North. And
So what made his father? What was his father's title?
his father was the king, not King Bolton, but yes,
I think his
technically King
father
Bolton.
was Warden of the North, and the son was just heir.
Nah, this right. The father left it to the son because he wrote.
Wait. First off, let's not skip ahead because I didn't watch the show.
But you saying it, but we telling you like
he
he's
didn't leave any. He's still alive, so he couldn't have.
No,
left
yes, he
it.
could have. All you got to do is write it off. You don't got to. Aegon Targaryen could be. We about to have a whole conversation about it. Right, yeah. I'm telling you, he wrote it like.
But not at that time, not at that episode.
Right.
Run it back.
My
watch
point
it
is
again.
this. My point
Watch
is
it
this.
again.
My point is this. Because Marvin's saying the same shit I'm saying. So clearly somebody might be. I don't know.
In ahead of
Listen
the
to
show.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
Either way, whether he Prince, Warden of the North, or not, he got more staying than Sansa do. Period. Oh my gosh. So
I don't think so
and it's
because
funny.
he only married her because of the amount of stain that she carries. She's a Stark.
Right,
She's
huh.
a highborn. She
So
rules
why?
the North.
So why isn't
Her family, not she. Her family.
Right, exactly.
His family
So
too,
she don't
not
got a
him.
damn thing. That's why people passing her along doing whatever the hell they want to her. Because even though she's heir, and to be friends, she wouldn't even be heir. The boys are alive. Like Bran's
But
alive.
not to her knowledge or the rest of the world.
But-
let's get back to what's
Right,
the question on this outline.
So run it back. What I'm saying is perfectly this. She married a man who's in charge.
Ooh, we should have a Game
Period.
of Thrones episode.
We probably should.
Ooh, caller. Even though John had a
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead,
Thinking about
caller.
dumb shit.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey,
Who's speaking right
what's up,
now? Who's
everybody?
speaking?
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Dejor from New York.
What up, what up, what up?
Hello, John. Yeah, what up, John?
What's going on, Dad? What's good with you, my boy?
I'm doing well, doing good. Just want to give you guys a quick call and say just keep doing your thing. I know I'm a little probably late on the podcast segment you guys have going on, but just continue to keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm loving the episode so far.
Love,
Thanks,
it,
appreciate
bro.
it. So, how do you feel about what John just brought up right now?
I didn't even get to bring it up.
No, I'm talking about the initial question, so we could ask him
Well,
Which one?
about a man being the more dominant. What did you just ask me?
that's what I'm saying. I didn't get to finish. Yeah. So I was basically trying to say that in Game of Thrones, really in the Game of Thrones, a man who asks for sex from his wife, I felt like, not even I feel like, from what I saw in Game of Thrones and in the Bible, they actually say that women are supposed to
Oh,
give men sex or release men whenever they, and vice versa. Likewise, men are supposed to give it to the woman, men are supposed to give it to the woman, women are supposed to give it to the man. Whenever it's asked for, whenever it's requested, they're supposed to
Right.
give it up. What do you think about that?
Okay. So I personally feel like sex should always come natural. It shouldn't be forced within any relationship. But I will say for like women, I feel like women, they don't have an issue with letting their husband know, like, hey, I want sex. We haven't been having a lot of sex lately. I mean, obviously the guys always have to apply pressure on our end as well, but the girls have to always work with us on our end. So like, if we're pulling weight, you got to pull your weight too.
Okay.
You know, because
Agreed.
you never want to feel like you're dealing with a chick who's just, I wouldn't say blank. I mean, but it's kind
airhead?
of like they're not willing to do their part. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I will always say. But yeah, y'all gotta have sex. Like, what's the relationship about it? Like, come on, come on.
Whereas, so you feel like regardless of who's leading the house, man, woman, marriage, whatever, nothing should be forced upon. If a guy asks for sex, at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, if a woman says, "Yo, I'm not ready. I'm tired," it should just be understood. They should just schedule for another time.
Oh yeah. Well, the part about I'm not ready. That's kind of questionable, but I'm tired is somewhat of a reasonable excuse, especially if you guys both in y'all fields and y'all constantly on the go. Like, if y'all in a relationship and y'all constantly on the go and y'all never had time to just unwind and have some time to yourself, like, that's the perfect time to have sex. But if you keep, like, pushing it off, I'm going to be, like, a little questionable. I'm like, yo,
Right.
what's going on? Like, that would make a guy lead to porn. Like, let's be real.
But then again, what's wrong with porn? Just saying.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, but then again, what's wrong with porn?
There's some negative things, man. Porn is. I like porn, but it's.
I mean, isn't nothing wrong with it. It's just it will mess with the guy's mind into thinking that, okay, my wife doesn't have these features, so now when I have sex with her, I'm having sex with you, but it's like I'm thinking about some features that I want right now, but I'm just gonna think about it while I'm having sex with you.
Yep.
Now, quick question. I don't want to keep hold you long, but do you think all men think like that?
No. I think some do, some don't. Some men actually love the features that the woman has to offer. Yeah, so I think it's just all about understanding that if you're dealing with this person, that's the only person in your eyes that's supposed to be attractive, no other woman. You know, but if you're like going down the route of watching porn and looking at IG models and things of that nature, then when you have sex with your lady, you might wild out.
Someone else.
Because you're fantasizing about somebody else and having sex with your wife, and that's kind of like
that's wrong.
It's not, it's wrong.
Yeah. I think, like you said, that's kind of the effects of, like you said, porn, and especially like Instagram or social media. Period. I think that's I'm always like. It's hard because I say like, oh, don't be too focused on social media, but with the podcast, we got to promote, we got to do certain things. But you can filter out what comes on your, I forgot what they call it, your search page or your Explorer page. Like I switched to like fitness and stuff, so I see a lot of people working out. But for those who see like IG models, big butts, blonde hair, whatever type of hair, but these models who you don't see every day, you're gonna start maybe looking at your guy and then looking at your girl like, yo, man, I wish you had this abs, I wish you had this butt, and it kind of does make take a toll on your relationship for sure.
Right. Yo, man, I agree 100% because like it's like, think about it, or even if it was worse, like if your wife came up to you, it was just like, hey, listen, the reason why I haven't been having sex with you because I feel like lately it hasn't been good. In your mind, as a man, you're gonna be like, damn, so what's wrong? I don't know. I want to try different positions, or your thing is not up to par. You know,
gotta do better.
It's not up to par no more. And a guy's gonna feel some type of way, but then it's kind of like, oh, so why you just didn't say anything? In her mind, she may feel like, oh, I was embarrassed to tell you. Like, how do I look like telling you that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be like a close conversation. But if you pushing it off and not having a conversation with your husband or wife, that's
all downhill. Yep, all downhill from there, man. Dave, we appreciate your call, man.
Yeah, you spoke jewels today. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for it.
Yo, Dave, we appreciate you, man. Go follow my boy Dave, man. Good people.
Yes,
we actually came on the show.
Take care, y'all.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Peace. But no, I think it's a good point. Like me personally, I don't think if I, requested sex from my wife, whenever I requested it, I'm not really pressed about getting it right then and there. I don't assume it's going to happen because I asked for it. And like I said, it's in the Bible. Like it's in the Bible. I actually looked at the quote because I remember hearing this when I was in church, and it's kind of like when he says it, when the pastor said it was like, oh, like it's kind of like oh shit, like woman. it's a majority woman inside of my church at least, and when you hear it, they're like, oh, I gotta be a servant. These some Bible thumping Christians like, oh, I gotta be able to bust it open, whatever hubby says so, and it's crazy. So let me see. Let me look at one. I had one on Deckington.
You're about to recite the quote in the Bible?
Yeah. I was looking for the quote.
Hello. And that's only if you believe in the Bible, so go ahead.
Right, but here we go. I mean, look how many churches we got across America.
And look how many Bibles we got across America.
Yeah, that's the same. Churches go with Bibles, right?
Not all the Bibles are the same, just like not all churches are the same.
So what other Bibles are there?
What? There's different Bibles for different religions.
Break it down.
Oh, I don't believe in the Bible, so I don't know all the Bibles. I just know there's different Bibles for different religions.
Okay, so what do you mean?
Jewish people might have a different Bible. Christians might have a different Bible. Catholics have a different Bible. Buddhists have a different. There's different Bible. There's different renditions of the Bible.
Right.
So many.
Well, they don't call it a Bible. So like I know in Islam they call it Quran. So like if you're talking about like what they use to refer to their and what they read. What they read to support their religion and everything, whatever guides and guidelines and rules they abide, that's what they call it. But when you say Bible, that's why I'm like, yo, there's only one Bible. Like,
no, there's still different Bibles as far as Christianity, Catholicism. There's different versions,
but there's only one Bible. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, well, we're not about to go back and forth. I just disagree that there's different Bibles.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to show proof. So, like, I know there's these different versions of one Bible, but I never heard of different Bibles. That's different. But unless you're talking about, like I said, Qurans or different word verbiages for these different, then yeah, it's not necessarily called the Bible. I see what you're saying. But as far as the Bible goes for Christians, it's saying that, we'll make sure I have it right. Okay. So the husband should give to his wife. Oh, actually, I should read the scripture first. So 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 through 4. The husband should give to his wife her conjugal rights, and likewise the wife to her husband. For the wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. Likewise, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. So for those who are Bible-thumping Christians, I hope you got. I don't know if you're opposed to it, then that's something you should bring up to your pastor.
So please educate me, because, like I said, I don't believe in the Bible. Mm-hmm. Wait, do you believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a Christian.
Isn't there also said in the Bible about like not eating shrimp or something like that?
I don't know the scripture. You got to pull it up, but I've heard something around that as far as like bottom feeders or like certain. I think they say it's the same for swine. Mm-hmm.
And there's also something about like the woman not being able to wear pants too.
So I think I haven't seen the exact scripture, but that's what I mean. So when you said there's different Bibles for like Baptists and certain things, there's the same Bible. That's what I was trying to explain to you. It's the same Bible, but some people interpret it different. So like there's Pentecost, there's Baptist, there's evangelists, there's different type of.
So how does it make it the same Bible?
Because they read this, it's the same verbiage, it's the same book, but they taking it differently. So like you can have a Catholic person have the same Bible, but they interpret it differently. Just like I don't know. Just like I'm trying to figure something out to compare it to. If I'm a preacher and I'm preaching something, mm-hmm. you may hear me say something and take it one way, and somebody may take it a totally different way.
Oh, well, I'm not. I definitely get what you're saying, mm-hmm. but what I'm trying to say is I know that there is one book here, one book there. They're both considered the Bible, but they both say two different things. And I'm not talking about the Quran, and I'm not talking about whatever Quran. I'm sorry, and I'm not talking about whatever. Any other religion believes in. I'm talking about one religion believes in the same thing, and they both have two different books. And
I just have to ask you, because I don't know what you talk about. So I'm asking you, like, what do you know the name? Like, what are you talking about?
The Bible.
That's what and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know.
And just
two different
growing
Bibles.
up in my mother's house, she had Bibles, plural, and they weren't the same. Not saying that they looked.
There's different versions. That's what I was saying. Like,
so that doesn't mean it's the same.
It is. So when it's different versions, so like the King James version, it's his version of the Bible. It's certain people's versions of what was written by John the Apostle. It was certain things that they broke it down to in a certain way for you to understand. So like even when it comes to children's Bibles, like it's the same stories, the same stuff. It's just broken down in different ways where they're giving the same stories, the same commandments, the same origins, but they just word it different. But again, it just causes us to do research. So I'm gonna have to hold you accountable. You have to show me different, because for my 30 years of living, I don't know too many different Bibles in the same religion, whether it's Catholic. As far as Christianity goes, Baptist, Catholic, Pentecost, evangelist, there's another different, because they even ask you, because my church is a non-denomination. There's certain denominations. There's certain denominations, so they may have a different perception of what the Bible's saying, but it's all from the same book. It's all from the same book. But I don't know. You help me know. Teach me. Maybe I'm wrong, and you can show me something different. So I don't know. But yeah.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't sit here and preach the Bible on something that I don't fully agree with, understand, or know. So that's not something I could really argue on, but not argue, I'm sorry, debate on. But I want to ask, okay, so I don't know if it's our generation or if it's previous or now, I don't know. But on the topic of gender roles, cheating. So when a man cheats, not saying that it's okay, but it's more easily forgiven than when a woman cheats. Because when a man cheats, he goes out there and puts his private parts in anybody. When a woman goes out there and cheats, she's letting anybody put their private part inside her. So a lot of people say it's different for a man and a woman, because a woman, when she's cheating, that means she's in love. That means she's in love, and that means she wants the other person. A man, he can have sex with a woman for no reason. He could just have sex with any random woman. Why? Why is that even a thing? If a man cheats, he cheats. If a woman cheats, she cheats. It should be on the same level.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I've heard that. I've heard that before. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to women, I'll tell you what I personally think. I feel like I personally look at women to have, I don't know, more respect for themselves. I hate to say it like that. Like, I think men, I don't, I hear people say like, yo, men will fuck anything. And I agree. I think most people fuck anything. Yeah, we have preferences, what we want to fuck. And, you know, ideally you hope you look good. You're an 8, you're a 9, you're a 10 or whatever. But, for the most part, niggas get horny, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we hit less. Like we hit 5s and lower. But I don't necessarily think that makes it okay. I feel like when it comes to women, I feel like you women normally present yourself as, you know, gems. You present yourself as like not fragile, but just like, what's the word? You present yourself as someone who isn't just frolicking out here, just having sex with all these random dudes. You're respecting your body. You're not letting anybody just, you know, shoot your club up. You're not having unprotected sex. If you are choosing to have sex outside of the relationship, you're taking your time. You're being cautious.
Okay, so let's build, because I love scenarios. So let's build a scenario less drastic than letting anybody shoot up the club. It's a mistake. Let's just call it a mistake. A woman makes a mistake. A man makes a mistake with someone in the workplace. With someone in the workplace, you got close one night, you had drinks, and you made a mistake. The man made a mistake against his wife, and the woman made a mistake against her husband. It is worse looked upon on the woman because she made that mistake than it is for the man. And according to you, it's because she's a gem and she should have higher standards. Because
they present, I feel like because y'all present yourselves like that. So
men could just present themselves in any way, shape, or form.
I didn't say that.
I was waiting. I was waiting.
No, I'm saying because we men, or I feel like I look at that like, oh damn, she whoring or she out here fucking mad people or she cheating. Damn, I'm looking down on that because I didn't think you carry yourself like that. And when I say carry yourself like that, yeah, you having multiple partners or you cheating on your mans or whatever. And for men, I don't look at them, I don't put them on a pedestal like that. I don't look at men like, oh, you not cheating or you not having sex with any old body. Like, I expect you to do so. So if a man says that he does it or he cheated, it's like, okay, I'm assuming he was going to do that regardless.
Where do you think that derives from?
Could be the stigma. It could just be stigma. It could be how things are portrayed. It's just media. It could be how we grew up. You know, maybe our fathers cheated on mothers. Like, things happen. So, I don't know. It could be, I don't know. I really don't know. I think even in my 30 years of living, looking back on what I know about life and what I've experienced, I know now, it's like, or even when I found out back then, like women one is just as bad as guys, like if not more, and they go about it the same. They can be just as aggressive and all that. So I don't necessarily want to. I'm not judging women, you know, for those who are like super sexually confident and, you know, take their sexuality in their own hands and have sex as much as they want and who they want. Do your thing. What's it called? Nola Darling, shorty from She's Gotta Have It. She was doing whatever she wanted to do. Like, and at first I'm like, oh, she's sloring. Like, she's wilding out here. But I get it. You human too. Like, if it's gonna be a male versus female thing of who can have sex with whoever and be as promiscuous as they want to be, I don't think it should be a gender thing. You know, to each his own. If you out here fucking, you out here fucking. To each his own. Just be safe. But yeah, for me, if a woman cheats, it's just as bad as a guy. I think it's just as bad as a guy. I don't really trust none of these hoes. That's how I feel. I'm just.
We don't trust these women, or
I mean, if you cheating, you hoe.
going for men too.
Yeah, you hoe. Again, I'm not biased to anyone. I think it goes both ways. Like. I know I've seen some really diabolical shit. Like I've literally seen this guy. I've seen this like one of those couples that's like, there's couples that I meet like when my friends get together with their partners or whatever. And it's like, oh, this is the perfect ideal couple. They're always together. They can take all these little cheesy pictures. Everything's all cute and everything's all dope, right? And then I saw that I had this couple who I envisioned like that. And then I saw the same girl. I was at the house with the couple, chilling, having a good old time. I went to my man's house like literally an hour later. This girl was dead. She came to the house where my man's is at, and my man's is hitting that off. Yeah, I've been hitting this shit for so long, but I'm like, oh, mind blown. Women ain't shit. Just like men can't be shit. It's just as diabolical.
Random ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Did you tell your friend?
Nope. Nope. I ain't saying shit.
You think you ain't shit because you didn't tell him?
Nope. Nope. I don't got nothing to do with nothing. No, got nothing to do with nothing. And I was caught in a situation because it was my friend who was fucking my other friend's girl. So
Did they know each other?
Yep. Yep. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
They still don't know?
I know I haven't said nothing, so beats the hell out of me. My mans know that was hitting the girlfriend. He knows that she was in a relationship.
The boyfriend does.
But the boyfriend, I never said nothing, so I don't beats me.
So the boyfriend.
They're not together. They're not together now.
Doesn't know that.
Beats me.
The boyfriend doesn't know that you knew.
Beats me. I don't. That's what I'm telling you. I didn't say anything, so I don't know. He never said anything to me. I never said nothing to him. It's been nothing. I minded my business. I don't know.
Interesting.
Word. I beats me. I'm not saying shit.
Before we continue on, because I know we have a couple of more, but time is definitely dwindling. Did we want to hit on any black thoughts for the evening?
Yes, black thoughts, man. I have a lot of different thoughts.
Before you do your black thoughts, thanks for tuning in on our gender roles, y'all. I know we have a lot and we could discuss a lot more, but maybe we could ask y'all to hit us up in the DMs, in the comments, in anything on all of our social media platforms. Let us know how you feeling, yo. But hit us with these jewels on these black thoughts.
Word, man. Black thoughts, man. I was kind of... there's so many different points I can hit on, but because I just did it myself, yo, I was on vacation for about a week and a half. If you add the weekend days, it was about 2 weeks. But I just want to promote self-care, yo. Self-care is so utterly important. I was just talking to one of my mentors the other day. He was talking about how he gets pedicures every 2 weeks. He takes the time out for himself, get his feet done, make himself feel good, get his hair done, and he feels back to life. He gets rejuvenated, and he's able to tackle the week and the daily tasks that he have to do, and he feels a lot better. So when I took this vacation, yo, I went to Boston. I didn't really share in my recap. I went to Boston, yo, and I wasn't there for a full week or 2 weeks. I was there for like 3-4 days. But I was on vacation. I didn't have to work. I didn't open a computer. I didn't do any. I probably posted like one podcast thing, which is why we didn't have the Father's Day podcast. But it just felt so good being relieved from my everyday duties, yo. And you need that time, yo. Every time you're feeling overwhelmed, you have a lot of work to do, you have a busy schedule, you got kids, whatever you got going on, whatever your responsibilities are, yo, sometimes you need to take a break to just show yourself some love. You know what I mean? If your hair not done, go get your hair done, go get your nails done, go take yourself shopping, go spend a little bit of money on yourself. Maybe you feel like you don't have it, but anything counts. Treat yourself to a meal, a dinner, a breakfast. Treat yourself for something that you normally wouldn't do. If you're frugal, I know I'm frugal. I don't like spending too much money if I don't have to. But sometimes it's like, you know what? Yo, I deserve this. I work hard. Yo, I'm eating good. Over this weekend, I had calamari. I had shrimp. I had burgers. Yeah, I know I work out heavy and I wasn't so like subjected to like eating healthy. Like, oh, I gotta eat healthy. I gotta eat healthy. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna enjoy life. I'm gonna live in a moment. I'm gonna turn my notifications off on my Instagram, on my social media, and I'm gonna care for myself. So caring for yourself, yo, please do so. It's beautiful outside. Go take a walk. Go get your hair done. Go get drunk. Do whatever you want to do. Just do it for yourself and make sure you're doing it in a healthy way where you're not hurting nobody else. And that's going to definitely push you forward to at least go for another week, 2 weeks, a month, a year. So self-care is definitely important, and go do so. That's my Black Thoughts. Cheers, people. It's nothing else, folks. Do we have any advice for you?
We do. We actually do. So one of our viewers asked, how do I stay positive while job hunting / career change? And I think this is a very, not grown up, but definitely an adult question, because, you know, when you're younger, you're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about, I'm in between jobs, because you're most likely at home. Mom and dad are covering majority of it, and you don't have as much stress as opposed to when you're out on your own, when you're paying your own bills, you're paying rent, you're paying mortgage, you have responsibilities, and it gets a little overwhelming. It gets a little frustrating. You get a little worried because you're thinking, Jesus, like, I don't have this job no more, and I just had this job. Now I have to look for another job. Like, what's wrong? Is it out there, or is it internal? Is it something with me? So the only thing I would say when in between jobs, don't let it eat at you, because I've definitely been there. I've been where I left jobs. I've been where jobs have left me and kept on chucking. And it definitely sucks. I'll give it that. It definitely sucks. And it makes you feel less than what you actually are, how you hold yourself and how people look at you, because now you don't feel as, is worthful a word? You don't feel as important. You feel a little worthless. So I would say don't let it eat at you. Just keep on moving, keep on chucking, because at the end of the day, you're going to find something. You're going to find something. Something's going to be there for you. Listen, if you got bills, don't think about, oh, that's beneath me. No, you got bills to pay. Right now, money isn't beneath you. Unless, I mean, if you're talking about prostituting and selling drugs, then I don't know about that. I'll let you be the judge for your own decisions. But when it comes to finding a way to put food on the table, especially if you have kids, or when it comes to paying your bills, no job right now is beneath you. Find something that'll pay you now, and continue to looking for something that's going to make you happier later. Because I forgot who said it, but definitely, maybe Snoop Dogg? I don't know. But definitely, you find a job that you actually love, and you do something that you actually love, it doesn't become a job anymore. It's no longer a job. It's how you want to live your life. You'll enjoy it to the fullest. So definitely don't let it eat at you. Keep hustling, keep moving. Don't think it's beneath you. Stay positive. Always try and stay positive, because at the end of the day, if God lets it happen, you're going to live another day. You're going to live another day. And there's going to be another day where you could look back and be like, oh, well, damn, yesterday was crappy. Oh, damn, last month was crappy. Oh, damn, last year was shitty. But now look at you. Now you're in a better position than you were yesterday, last week, last month, last year. Like, just keep on pushing forward, and definitely keep a high head. And I promise you, high head, pun intended. And I promise you, it'll get better. It'll get better. You'll find that job. You'll find what makes you happy. Just as long as you keep pushing too. Don't wait for it to come find you, because it's not. You go and you find it. Keep pushing. Keep a high positive attitude. and you'll get there. You'll definitely keep on pushing, keep on moving.
There you go. All right. Say no more, man. Do we have a foreshadow for next week, man? We got a black business that we can drop this episode
I
off
actually
with.
wanted to let the people know that next week is going to be our last episode for our break. It is going to be our season. I know it's going to be our season finale. We also want to enjoy the summer, and we want you guys to enjoy the summer. So next week is going to be our season finale. So we want you guys to tune in. We want all our viewers to tune in, pay attention. Maybe it could be something summer related. It could be something dope. We won't let you guys know yet. Maybe you have an even better idea that you want to let us know and keep us in the loop about. So let us know. Hit us up in the DMs. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you want to hear about. But definitely know that next week is our last episode for the season, and we will be coming bigger, badder, stronger, funnier, crazier, wilder, more topics, more guests definitely for the season. Definitely stay tuned. Season 3 is gonna be lit. Season 3 is gonna be crazy.
Word. And I just want to give my boy a shout out, man. He's a consistent and active listener of the podcast. He's a subscriber. He's always showing love. He's always atting us, always putting us on there, promoting his page and our page. Yo, I want to shout out my boy Mitch. He's out of Hillside, actually. He has a business called LA Fortune Properties. Yo, he's a real estate agent, yo. So I've watched at least like 3 or 4 people within the past like 2-3 weeks finalize and get a home, right? So he's hooking people up with homes, man. He's constantly helping out people in the community. He himself, like I said, he does flips. I know a little personal business. I ain't gonna put it out there. I'll let him tell you about that. But yo, shout out to my man's Mitch. Get with him. He's on Instagram, like I said, at Live Fortune Properties. There's no underscores or anywhere. LA Fortune Properties. Yo, he's on Instagram. Holla at my boy. He's a real estate agent. He's a black man too. So go holla at him with that black business. And get yourself a house, man. Get some real estate.
But guys, that's it. That's all we got for you today. And we want to thank everyone for tuning in on this episode of He Said, She Said, Gender Roles Part 2. We appreciate all the phone calls, all our viewers, all the participants. Thanks for tuning in. As you know, it's your girl Edis, also known as Ayo Edis on all social media platforms. Check me out, follow, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in.
You already know, man. John Brown on Facebook. Once You Go Black is the name. On Twitter and Instagram. Yo, follow the page He Said, She Said podcast. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yo, like, subscribe, promote, repost. Hit us with the algorithm. Yo, comment, ask some questions, comment some shit. I see a lot of people on Instagram was hitting a lot of comments. Yo, shout out to you, Marcus. Shout out to my boy Wavy from Baltimore, Maryland. Yo, we back at it like crack addicts. So next week is the last episode. So, yo, tune in and we'll see you next week.
Peace.